Major ag-producing states take pride in their contribution to the industry, and North Carolina and South Carolina are no different. SoutheastProduceWeekly.com's Chip Carter recently sat down with the ag commissioners for both states. Here's part of one of a four-part series called Close Up on the Carolinas.
It's easy to think of peaches and pineapples when you think of South Carolina agriculture, but there's a whole lot more to the picture than that. We're in Columbia at the state capitol. We sat down with Commissioner Hugh Weathers for a look at South Carolina's agricultural landscape. Commissioner, thanks for being with us today.
Yes, I know you're a pretty busy guy, especially this time of year, springtime, things are popping out all over.
Well, it's busy all across agriculture in South Carolina right now with crops going in, crops coming out. So trying to think of when it's not busy, but it certainly is right now.
And when it comes to South Carolina agriculture, everybody thinks of peaches straight off, but there's a lot more going on here.
Peaches is certainly one of our signature summer crops. Start to come in May, go through probably middle of August. But the thing about South Carolina agriculture is its diversity. Even though we are the 40th largest state by size, meaning we're not larger than too many states outside of New England, we are diverse, not only with peaches, as you say, but other summer crops of watermelons and tomatoes. The strawberries are sort of finishing up, the year-round greens and things of that nature. But then we get to your traditional agricultural commodity mix of corn and soybeans, cotton, peanuts are a great new crop in our mix. So a pretty broad spectrum of crop mix in South Carolina.
How important is diversification for farmers today?
The revenue per farm acre in South Carolina, the last time I measured it, was $200 per acre less than Georgia. Now, Georgia's just a big South Carolina. Yeah, they grow a lot of more peanuts. Now they're growing more blueberries. We grow more peaches. But nevertheless, we are similar to Georgia. And if we have 5 million acres of farmland in South Carolina at $200, to me, that tells me there's $1 billion of farm gate revenue somewhere out there if we look at just a little bit more diversification.
So I think any more people are starting to realize when we talk local, we don't necessarily mean right down the block. If you're in Maine and it's strawberry season in South Carolina, then those berries from South Carolina are your closest local berry.
We have that window. We try to protect our window between Florida's harvest and New Jersey. Now you say, what about our friends in the north? We'll compete with North Carolina anytime. But New Jersey will come in with peaches 6 weeks after us, so we want to capitalize on that window. We come in with watermelons, tomatoes, so we know kind of where our window is for the Northeast, where so many of our customers are based.
And tune in tomorrow for part 2 of Chip's interview with Commissioner Weathers, followed later in the week with a sit-down interview with North Carolina's Steve Troxler. And starting Friday, you can see both interviews in their completion on SoutheastProduceWeekly.com.